Donald Trump said that people are eating cats and dogs in Ohio.
Why are you changing the subject?
Because I want to.
Debating Kamala Harris right
No,
now.
I would love to know if you think he's losing touch with reality a little bit.
No, absolutely not. Second of all,
because you saw it on TV.
Trump loyalist Byron Donalds is following the MAGA playbook to a T. Refuse to directly answer questions, flat out lie about the facts, and defend Trump's beliefs at all costs.
She dodged every major policy question.
No, but you're dodging this question.
I actually do care about what is happening to our country.
Same.
Do you want to answer or you want me to answer?
You can go first.
Okay. I actually care about what's happening to this country.
Same.
Shout out to the good liars for refusing to play Donald's game, showing the world how deeply unserious MAGA is about toning down their rhetoric following another alleged attempt on Donald Trump's life.
Congressman, do you think Kamala's issued statement where she said there's no place for violence in America, or she's glad Donald Trump's safe, was that sufficient?
No. What she should do is go through all the ad campaign that they're running in the battleground states. Anything that references being destructive of democracy and all the other tropes and the lies, Project 2025, all that stuff, it should come down. Stick to the facts, stick to the policy. What we are seeing now is that you do have radical elements of the Democrat Party, people who have been radicalized by the hateful rhetoric from Democrat officials, talking about how he's a threat to democracy, but that's simply not true. Talking about how he wants to bring in Project 2025. We know that is not true. That is a lie.
Donald's had this to say in defense of Trump and his long history of inflammatory, violent, and targeted rhetoric after he was asked if the campaign has a problem with fiery rhetoric by CNN's Kate Baldwin.
So I think if you compare the nastiness from Kamala Harris's campaign and from the Democrat Party, there's no moral equivalency in the rhetoric between these two campaigns.
You just have to laugh when Donald and his fellow Republicans talk about Democrats needing to tone down their rhetoric. Do you think we're stupid? You must take us for a fool, because it's the Republican Party, it's the MAGA movement that has had very violent rhetoric, and they've incited violence. Hello? January 6th, the insurrection, that was Donald Trump's doing. Trump is a fascist. And even if he doesn't implement Project 2025 word for word, his own policy platform is basically the same thing, y'all. And they're just living in denial about the outcomes and consequences of their violent rhetoric, which allows both officials and voters to further justify and perpetuate their hateful beliefs. And now let me say this. But if Byron Donalds doesn't think all of what we're about to show you is nasty, then he needs to take a hard look in the mirror and do some serious soul searching.
Kamala refuses even to call these criminals, and we're not going to use the term, she said, illegal aliens. No, they are illegal aliens, but she said don't ever use that term. But they're not just illegal aliens. Honestly, they're monsters. These are savage monsters. Springfield, it was so beautiful. Now it's just, what a place. Can you imagine you have this small little community, all of a sudden you have 20,000 illegals in your community. Nobody knows where they come from. I'm angry about young American girls being raped and sodomized and murdered by savage criminal aliens. It's like a military invasion. We're being conquered and we are being occupied by a foreign element. Our country is under invasion. We are under invasion just like it was an army. Except in many ways it's more difficult because they don't wear a uniform. You don't know who the hell to go after. We will deploy ICE, DHS, and other federal officials to go in and liberate Aurora. Can you believe I'm saying this? Can you believe I have to say this? We are going to liberate parts of our country. Let's go back another 300 years. We are going to liberate our country.
All of the clips that you just watched were from speeches given after the first assassination attempt, when Republicans first tested and co-opted the toned-down rhetoric talking point. Clearly, Trump didn't get the message, but you still have people like Byron Donalds, Tommy Tuberville, J.D. Vance, and others placing the blame solely on the Democrats' rhetoric.
So the American media for 3 days has been lying and saying that Donald Trump and I are inciting bomb threats, when in reality, the American media has been laundering foreign disinformation. It is disgusting, and every single one of them owes the residents of Springfield an apology in talking about these bomb threats and in lying to the American people and saying they came from me and Donald Trump. What they're doing is trying to shut all of us up. The media conspired to shut American citizens up.
Nothing says toning down the rhetoric quite like attacking the media and accusing them of cynically lying to voters with the sole purpose of silencing their votes. All of these calls from Republicans to tone down the rhetoric are really hollow and meaningless when their entire party's objective relies on being hostile and adversarial towards anybody who's against them. And racism and bigotry are a huge part of it, right? When they're inciting violence and encouraging people to look after a certain group or look at a certain group in a very derogatory way. Like, look at the bogus claim that Donald Trump made during the first debate with Vice President Kamala Harris, talking about, yeah, Haitian immigrants are eating people's pets in Springfield, Ohio, which is categorically false. There was no evidence. And now you've got bomb threats, right? Haitians in that community feel very unsafe. And that's all because of the claims that these people make in the Republican Party that have no basis, no truth. The only objective, again, is to bring harm to people who are against them and who do not want to promote their agenda. And that is terrifying. For Rebel HQ, I'm Chris Williamson. We'll see you next time.